Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, welcome. I'm so happy to have you. In today's video, we are going to be following up the Shop My Stash video from yesterday with this tutorial. I kind of wanted to go something more like deep, dark, but still, I guess deep and dark with the lips, but not super dark on the eyes, but something still kind of holiday inspired. So I really hope you guys like this one. If you are curious, just seeing like how I picked out all the products or what I cooked for dinner yesterday, a Trader Joe's haul, definitely check out yesterday's video. In case you missed it, I plan on uploading every day up until Christmas. So kind of like Vlogmas, but not just vlogs, still doing like regular beauty content as well. I've kind of been flip-flopping, I mean, beauty content as well as I guess like traditional Vlogmas type of videos. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the tutorial. As you can see, I am starting off barefaced with exception to my eyebrows. I typically just always put on my brows before I do my eyeshadow. If you guys caught day one of Vlogmas, you would have seen a quick brow routine over there. I'll be sure to link it up above. So moving on to palettes, just because I do like to do my eyes first and then complexion. So for palettes, I went through my palette drawer and picked 3 different options just because these are the palettes that I want to use for the next, I don't know if I'm going to say week or 2 weeks, just because I do have a palette that I ordered from Ulta that should be coming soon. For the 3 palettes, just in case if you did miss that video, we have the Afterglow NARS palette, the Cool Crush NARS palette. I can't remember for sure which one's on sale, but I know one of these is almost half off. First up, we have the Afterglow palette. There's just really pretty muted soft browns, gold, and then 2 fun pink shades in here, and then Cool Crush. This one looks really pretty too. I'm loving this deep kind of cranberry brownish red shade, but I'm not really in the mood for blues today. I know I'm gonna stick with like the warm neutrals. I want something really like brown and maybe something with that red shade. And then of course the Jackie Aina palette. I'm thinking I'm gonna save this palette for a look that I'll do tomorrow, whether I get ready with me on stories or just something quick in day, what is that gonna be, 5 of Vlogmas. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and kick it off with the Afterglow palette. Between this brown or this brown, let's go in with this one just because this does have a little bit more orange to it. Just sweep this right through the crease. I'm thinking I'm gonna go in with one of the deeper brown shades and just, oh, that was a lot on the brush. Right, kind of like a soft wing. I say soft and then it'll end up being something really like solid, opaque, and defined. We'll see what happens. If you guys have never used NARS shadows, they are so blendable. That's one thing. I feel like NARS is definitely known for their blushes, bronzers, highlighters, but I feel like their eyeshadows don't get enough love. I realize whenever they first launch their palettes, they're always stupid expensive, but if you never shop on NARS actual website, they do quite a few sales just on their palettes. Really love this color just for like an all over crease shade, or if you're just wanting to do a really like monochromatic type of look. I'm now going to go into the shade furthest over here to the right, and then just taking the ColourPop E27. This was a brush roll that came whenever they launched their Stone Cold Fox palette, which if you guys haven't seen that video yet, I'll go ahead and link that down below. I just did a super quick cool toned eye look. I was actually really shocked with how much I loved that palette. Okay, and then with this deeper shade, I just kind of want to concentrate this above my fold. Ew, that sounds so gross. Above my actual like hooded portion of my eye. So just taking it right on top. I do really want to go in with this shade from the Cool Crush palette. Obviously, if you did just want to work with one palette, I'm sure you could find something in your collection, especially if you have like ColourPop, something with this tone. This is the Sigma E54 Medium Sweeper. I just want right here to be a little bit more defined. So just like I said earlier with that fold, that's where we're gonna pack the color, just right above that. If I bring it all the way down, then it's just gonna make my eyes look even more like puppy and hooded and droopy. So I don't wanna drag it all the way down. I do just wanna go in and lightly blend it out right here and have it kind of bleed down. I know I'm gonna go in with something shimmery on the lid though, but there was one area that just looked a little bit extra saturated. Okay, just like so. I'm seriously loving this Risk shade. It is so beautiful. Now going in with the color Riding High, which is right here. It's just this really nice kind of, not subtle, but like subtle in tone rose gold. The pigmentation of this, it's so creamy. Even to the touch, it's just a really soft and silky shadow, but without being powdery. My favorite way to apply these is just with my finger. So just taking some right on my ring finger, I am going to begin just patting this all over the lid. Originally, I was looking at the golds, but I was like, no, I don't want to completely change the color family. I feel like this shade with Risk is so pretty. And then you know what, just to see, let's go in with a little bit of this shade here. It's more of a very soft gold with kind of like a pink duochrome. And I'm just gonna layer that right on top the center of my lid. Now that I have that shadow on, just to create a base for my wing, I'm going in with the Urban Decay 24/7 Eye Glide On Eye Pencil in the shade Alkaline. I think this will look really pretty with Risk. But instead of just going in with Risk right away, I do want to create a little bit, you know what, I think because I haven't used this in a while, let me go ahead and warm it up on the back of my hand first. There we go. Stiff angled brush, dipping back into that liner. So for my primer, I picked the Hamish Artless Glow Base SPF 50+. For whatever reason, I swore this one was more like the VDL Lumi Layer Primer in texture, but it actually has more of an SPF feel, but it still has that really nice pearlescent glow that you get from like VDL or the Zoom, I always forget the number, I think 37 Dazzling Air Base. Both of those are from Korean beauty brands. They're some of my all-time favorite primers. It's not greasy by any means though, so even if you have oily skin and you're looking for something with a nice dewy base, this one would still work great for you because it does absorb into the skin, but it just keeps this really nice glassy top layer. Urban Decay Stay Naked Weightless Liquid Foundation. I have mine in the shade 50 WY. I decided to go with this one since I chose the concealer. That way everything kind of just matches together. And then for my sponge, I'm just going in with the Koki sponge. These are $5 and they're amazing. I typically always go for the Sonia Kashuk one, which that one is much denser in comparison, but this one is just like a cloud puff. It's so good. It has a totally different texture than any other sponge that I've used. It's so soft and squishy, even more so than the Beauty Blender. Now moving on to concealer, I have mine in the shade 41 CP. I'm just going to apply a little bit right here on the inner corners, outer corner, and let's go ahead and do a little on the nose as well. I love the doe foot on this. It kind of just like grips the bridge of my nose. I forgot how good this concealer is. I get in such a rut of just using the Too Faced concealer or my Pony Effect concealer, and I just kind of neglect my other ones, and I don't know why, because this one is so nice. I had originally pulled out the Banilla & Co. Primer Hydrating Finish Powder, but I wanted to use older products. This is something that I just recently hauled. I don't know what I was thinking. Well, no, I do know what I was thinking, because I felt like I had used a majority of the other powders in there, but I somehow completely overlooked this, and I just have a tiny bit of this one left. This is the Maybelline Master Fix by Face Studio Setting and Perfecting Loose Powder. The ColourPop F33. I'm gonna dab some in and then kind of press it into the back of my hand, or not the back of my hand, that's the palm of my hand. So I really just want to concentrate on my under eyes and then just a little bit around my nose. Everywhere else I'm going to leave as is. I grabbed the Laura Mercier bronzer. This is the Matte Radiance Baked Powder. I have mine in the shade 03. I'm going to use my all-time favorite bronzing brush. This is actually a powder brush, so I think it's the sheer, oh wow, it's rubbed off now. Yeah, it's the sheer powder brush from Smashbox. The entire just shape, how loose the bristles are, everything about this brush is so perfect for bronzer for me. So I'm really just gonna get my brush in there. If you have a really heavy hand, this bronzer is probably perfect for you because you can go in with several layers before it gets like muddy. So for blushes, I have a NARS blush palette in Overlust as well as a Tom Ford blush in Savage. This is so beautiful, but I just checked online and I don't think they make this shade anymore. So I won't be using that today, but we will go in with these blushes. Let's just go ahead and mix all three. Why not? This is another Smashbox brush. I think they make some of the best complexion brushes, especially for powder. This is their buildable cheek, and just like the sheer powder one, it's just a very loose and soft brush. It's perfect for blush. I did grab a designated highlighter. This is another one of the Matte Radiance Baked Powders from Laura Mercier. This is Highlight 01. So I'm just gonna go back in with this ColourPop one. And let's just sweep some of this guy on. It is so beautiful. Right now it does look more intense because I'm in front of the light, but on its own, it's one of those more like glow from within type of highlighters. It's not super intense, but like I said, with lights on, obviously it's beaming on that right now. And just to revisit the eyes one more time, I'm gonna go in with the Nabla N205 and the Afterglow. Overlust is a blush palette. Afterglow palette, and go into these two matte shades here and just lightly sweep some of this right onto, my lower lash line. All right, now that we have the rest of the face on, let's go ahead and move on to lips. So I just grabbed this combo, starting off with the Kokie lip liner. This is one of their retractable lip liners in the shade Wine. They make some great, just really soft nude shades as well, just perfect for everyday use. So my top is more on the rich burgundy side. I thought that this lip liner was gonna pull more that way. So I am gonna go in with a little bit of the Laura Mercier. This is one of the velour lip crayons in, I think, Fatale, right? Yep. These have a built-in sharpener, and the formula is just so nice. I kind of just want to add a little bit more gloss on top. Let's go big or go home. Going in with a third lip product. This is one of the Revlon Ultra HD Vinyl Lip Polishes in the shade So Shady. Oh, I think this is the exact color I was looking for. I wanted something really deep and dark. Here is today's look using all the products that I shopped from my stash. I'm just now realizing I totally forgot to use this Catrice brightening pen. Maybe I can use that either in tomorrow's video, or maybe we'll do a get ready with me over on IG stories tomorrow. If you aren't already, be sure to check me out over on there. I will say I need to be better about posting on my actual feed, but I do always like to upload over on stories, whether it's just random like recipes, finds, things like this, just random finds that I like to show you basically. It's just like hanging out with a friend. That is it for today. As always, thank you so much for spending part of your day with me. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe. That way you don't miss out on any future content. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.